Look at those cute sandals.
What? These are on sale right now on Amazon? You will not believe this.
What?
Retail $65, a limited time deal right now for like $21.
Oh my gosh.
For the women's Breeze Shore Mule. That's crazy. They're like
A limited time deal though.
wow, for $21, that's a steal.
I probably won't be listing them for $21
no.
because that's a limited time deal on Amazon.
It's kind of like one of their like flash sale that they have, you know, like once it's gone, it's gone.
These are 11.
No.
Oh my gosh.
No.
These are really cute.
These are 11. This is your size.
I know.
These are
shoes in my size.
These are super cute.
Oh my goodness. Those are really cute.
Those look super cute.
I can't keep them.
Baby.
I can't.
Baby.
No.
Baby. Well, if I see a pair in here that I really like, I promise I'll keep them.
Oh, those are really cute. Oh,
Date night, everything was great. All for that to just to come crashing back down to earth. But not here. This part went well. Okay, back to those tambour strips. I'm adding a very slight round over to each strip. The ends of each door where the two doors meet are made from walnut, and then those have a groove cut into them that I can insert a piece of brass bar, which is going to act as the door pull. Something else that I learned from watching Michael Alm's timbre video was that the best fabric backing to use is just a piece of canvas drop cloth, which I picked up this cheap one off strips. Now I'm just using regular canvas to the back. All these tambour pieces back in the jig that I made earlier. This really allowed me to keep everything tight and aligned, and then just blew up pretty into those topics that I'm able to get in these videos, but I need your help in honing in on exactly what will be the most beneficial to you, my viewers. So we put together a little survey. It should take you about 5 minutes to fill out, and this is really going to help me dial in exactly what you all want to see, which is my ultimate goal for an online course above anything else. So if you've got 5 minutes, I'd really appreciate it if you took the survey. And I'm also running a contest for those that fill out the survey and drop a comment in this video letting me know you took the survey. The winner is going to get a Johnny Goes prize pack, including a t-shirt, a hat, and a couple other goodies. I'd be really grateful.
Nee, je hebt er zelf heel lelijk tegen gedaan, dus het is niet zo lastig dat ze nou het wat lastig vindt.
Come back and watch the rest of the video so you know how everything was built, went horribly wrong, and how I was able to fix it. And I'll be announcing the winner of the prize pack in a YouTube live event that I'm doing next Saturday, where I'm also going to answer your questions that you guys might have. This live chat is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be great to hang out with my viewers, and you're definitely not going to want to miss that. Those brass inlays, and this is where things really started to get dicey on me. So first I have to align the piece back on the top of the CNC and reestablish my work zero, and then using this crazy tiny 16th inch bit that I was positive was going to break immediately, I proceeded to carve a 1/10 of an inch wide groove that I'm going to insert brass bar on the top of this piece. And somehow throughout all these carves, that tiny little bit stayed intact. And I really think the woodworking gods wanted me to get my hopes up that the remaining brass inlay process was going to go just as smoothly. And like you guys have seen me do a bunch, I'm sealing the surface with a coat of Total Gleam varnish before using epoxy to inlay the brass. But first, I gotta get myself all psyched up to do these inlays.
Come on.
Get into it. I gotta get into it. Okay. Now it's time to do the brass inlay. I got this brass bar. It's 36 inches long. It's a 1/4 inch wide, and it's like 0.09 inches thick, so a little less than 1/10 of an inch thick. And the fit pieces down to size.
Come on.
I want to cut them just a
Come on,
hair size so they really have a nice press fit down into the grooves. And then I'm gonna have to come here on the ends. As thin as this is, you can bend it pretty easy. Okay, we're going to use some of this Total Boat 4-minute epoxy. So I'm using the quick drying 4-minute epoxy, but in hindsight, I think it would have been better to use the Total Photo High Performance, which takes about an hour or more to set up. And you can sand brass, which I was doing off camera. That was taking forever and it was heating up a whole bunch. So I thought I'd try machining the brass over on the CNC. And initially this seemed to work really well. However, when it started doing the second pass, that strip at the bottom of the screen delaminated and popped up out of its groove. So first I tried hand routing a deeper pocket with that 16-inch bit, but naturally it immediately out again. Now I'm trying Rubio Monocoat for the first time, and I've got to say, I'm impressed. It's a little bit tedious to apply, but the whole process goes on much quicker than doing multiple spray coats, and it's 0 VOCs, which I really like. For the timbre doors, I added some paste wax to the bottom of the wood and in the grooves at the suggestion of my buddy Michael Hall. I'm adding the top piece, and this is just going to get glued in place. And it took a minute here to get those 6 partitions and 2 timbre doors all aligned, but in the end, it fit together nicely, and the doors slide nice and easy without any binding. You probably have noticed that I didn't do any edge banding on those plywood panels inside the cabinet, and this is because I'm adding a 3/4 inch brass bar as edge banding. Now, I just sanded each brass bar to give it a polish and hit it with some clear spray lacquer to seal it. I filled those dowel holes that were for the original Kerpent end caps, and then attached the brass edge banding strips with some 4-minute epoxy. And here I use a few 3/4 inch thick strips of walnut to frame in the front of the cabinet, and then I can sand the end caps smooth. The final brass detail is the brass bar that I'm using to frame in the opening of the cabinet and the timbre doors. Again, these are getting attached with some 4-minute epoxy, but then here I also use some CA.
But for a coffee table is actually pretty big. For example, an equivalent table from IKEA would be more like 35 inches. And I know 7 inches might not sound like a lot, but it is. It's the same reason why I always spend the extra $2 on the large pizza. Okay, and no plans yet, but we were left with this